Fascinating. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek, the original series rewatch, recap, and discussion podcast we record every week in the sunny San Fernando Valley, just off Auto Row. I'm here. My name's Adam Ordall Quinnell, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Al Hirt.
Mr. Al Hirt.
What's up?
If you're just finding us now at the season finale of season 2, welcome.
Hello.
Hey, new person. If you're one of the 50 people that have interacted with a Facebook post in the last,
there we go.
If you're the one person that actually downloaded the fucking podcast, so welcome. We discuss an episode of Star Trek, the original series, every week. And this week is no different, except
it's the season finale. Yeah, there we go.
Season finale. So before we talk about what episode was last week and all that, what did you think of season 2 of Star Trek?
This was nuts. We had some massive episodes. It did kind of like have to, it was a slow start, with the Adonis thing. That episode really bugged me. But it's still really memorable because of the villain and how they faded away into the wind. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Got a lot of dark deaths this season,
Yeah, lots of red shirts.
Red shirts passing.
Grizzly red shirt
the cube. You know how that guy made the people in that little
the
cube and just like squished them. Or that little shape.
Dude, right?
Gosh.
That's kind of like what they do in the series Loki. In the Loki series, when they they use their technology, it's like the same thing. They got that from Star Trek.
No, we do have to run through the episodes, though. I forgot like a lot of them, though.
Yeah, we're going to. So since this is the end of season 1.
Tribbles, too.
Tribbles was season 2, yes.
2, yeah.
So since this is the season finale of season 2.
Mirror.
What we're going to do is we're going to discuss the season finale of season 2 of Star Trek, the original series, which it wasn't called at the time. They just called it Star Trek.
Yeah.
We have to call it the original series now. And you know what? We almost don't, though, because none of the other shows are just called Star Trek. Right. It would actually be fucked up if they made a Star Trek show and it came out and it was just called Star Trek with no subtitle. And that was like the new, you're going to take that from me, aren't you, fucking Paramount?
Who knows?
And so we're going to finish this episode and then we might take a week off. And then we're going to release some bonus episodes where we're going to talk about the end of the original cast movies. We might watch the J.J. Abrams reboot movie, the first one, and talk about that.
That one's good.
And we're also going to do last season on the last episode, we kind of went through all the episode titles and did like a wrap up.
Yeah.
I want to do that as like its own episode this time.
Yeah, we should split that up.
So we're going to talk about, and I want to go back to season 1 and see what we remember about the season 1 episodes. So that'll be the episodes that come out after this. We've got all the episodes before this are available. Yes. Check it out.
Give them a listen, please.
We definitely spend enough time on it that it does, that it should be good for you to some degree. Okay. So last week we discussed an episode called What?
Oh, I wanted to think of the computer, but
that was before.
Bread and Circuses.
Boom!
Oh, yes,
he didn't look at his notes or anything, folks. He knew.
Trying to remember. No, it was because of that awful ending that I completely just...
You wrote it off?
Me, yeah.
It was
the
like
best part was when the bad guy was like, I'm going to pick up the communicator and do the nice thing and be like, 3 the beam up and just, and he just dies immediately.
And then it was such a bummer of an ending for you that it like neuralized you like in Men in Black.
No, also though the other good part, the 2 peaks was the villain self-sacrifice. That's always very Star Trek like. Yeah. And then the other part was when Spock was confronted, quote unquote, confronted by what's his name, Bones.
Yes. Oh, when Bones was like,
ridiculous.
You wouldn't know what to do with a real, genuine feeling if it kicked you in the dick, Spock.
And Spock's like, I'm just trying to get out.
Spock actually looked at him and was like, really, Doctor? In the dick?
Yeah, right.
Really? That's what you're going to pull on me now?
There's a time and a place.
There's a time in the hold on, I have been just a little
bread
too
and
hot.
circuses, though. I mean, I guess it was what was the bread? Breaking the bread. Circuses. How silly it was. The cameras, right?
Well, plus, yeah, the bread and it's like the spectatorship of it. It's like yeah. I'm sure there's something more. I remember we had a very pointed. Go listen to last week's episode if you want to see what that's about. Come on, get off my ass. I got to remember stuff for a week.
What was it? Oh, yeah. So this episode is called Assignment Earth.
This week we are talking about season 2, episode 26 of Star Trek: The Original Series, Assignment Earth. And doesn't that already kind of feel like it's not really a Star Trek episode title almost? It's kind of like Annihilate. That was a good one.
Yeah, this feels like I don't know, kind of, you already know there's a twist coming because everything should be taken care of on Earth at this point in time in Star Trek.
Yeah. So this episode aired on March 29th, 1968.
Okay.
And the summary from Paramount Plus is: the Enterprise goes back in time and discovers a mysterious stranger trying to interfere with 20th century events. I got to remember to look right at the microphone here.
20th
century events. Okay. So we're off. Here we go. Oh, fucking beautiful shot of the Enterprise opens.
It's right over Earth.
Over Earth. And then they just time traveling should be a big deal still, I think.
Right.
And this opens with Spock or with Kirk just saying, we traveled back in time using the lightspeed breakaway technique, and we're trying to see how humanity survived some difficult times in the 1968.
Yeah.
Which is when this episode comes out.
Which is interesting. It's keeping it current day.
So
finally.
So they're just back in time. Like usually them having to figure out how to get back in time, that's like an act of the show. Or like Scotty's like, the engines are going to burn out if we have to go fast enough to break away from the sun. And they're just like, nah, we're just back there checking up on what's going on in 1968. So the ship's and he says something funny. Kirk says, we're using the ship's deflector shield to remain hidden. And then they intercept a powerful transporter beam blast from 1,000 light years away.
I do want to give some context though to them just jumping time now, because I do have the let's see here, the compendium from Alan Asherman.
Alan Asherman's compendium.
Now, they said they covered it in Tomorrow's Yesterday, and that's the episode where they accidentally, crushed that dude's fighter jet.
Yeah.
And they did that whip around the... Yeah. Apparently, they just said they mastered that, according to the writers. And they're just putting it to work. Apparently, they just figured it out, wrote it down, for all the other ships.
They should watch Star Trek Voyage Home.
Yeah, right? Whoops.
They didn't know how big of a deal time travel was going to be back then, because now it's like a whole thing. Now, so this beam is originating 1,000 light years away. And Scotty, the funny thing about that is, in the J.J. Abrams Star Treks.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody's like, nothing can beam from that far away. But in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, Scotty actually figures that out.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg Scotty figures it out. And like, so then they know it in the future in the... What? Yeah, so they have long-range beaming in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek universe because Scotty figured it out.
Oh.
And it's because he figured it out based on like math that he learned from Spock or something because Spock came back from the future.
Yes, that's right.
Khan. That might have been in the Khan episode actually, or the Khan movie. So let's get back to this guy that beamed onto the Enterprise from 1,000 light years away.
He just immediately is holding a cat, a black cat, and that's what just pops out in your face.
He is just
adorable cat.
Oh, man, this fucking cat. We're going to talk a lot about Isis, the cat.
Yeah, the cat
Isis, unfortunate name now in the context. There was a band called Isis, too, and then when all the stuff popped off, they were like, we're not that Isis. God damn it. We've been a band for 20 fucking years. So a guy in a suit with a cat beams aboard, and he says, why have you intercepted me? And then he starts talking to the cat. He's like, yes, Isis. Yes, I hear you. We're on a space vessel. Isn't that weird? And then, so this is interesting because they both are like anachronistic to each other.
Yeah.
In that, like, this guy who we find out his name is Gary 7, which is fucking awesome, like, already. And Gary 7 is from a planet far away where a benevolent race of aliens sent him to help humankind. Oh, amazing title card, just too. Assignment Earth. Too. So they send him back, or they send him from the far reaches of space to help humankind, supposedly, right? It's a mystery as to whether or not they believe him.
And so they intercepted him.
So they intercepted him by mistake, essentially. It's like...
Yeah.
And remember, the Enterprise is there to study what happened, how humankind survived this tumultuous time in 1968. Yeah, and it's very specifically 1968.
Yeah.
And so we find out this is Gary 7. He's from a benevolent race, and Kirk is like, there's not planets out there, even in our time. And he's like, yeah, they stay hidden because they know you're a bunch of fuckers.
Yeah, it's kind of like a whole weird thing with the Prime Directive, but it's not because it's kind of their Prime Directive.
It would be the time. It's the temporal.
Shit. Oh yeah,
temporal Prime Directive.
But it's like them trying to, it's Gary 7 trying to like help out the Earth and shift its history or whatever.
Yeah,
well, and that's how Kirk takes it. And then it's like kind of a threat, but then it's like, oh, is he really telling the truth?
Yeah,
so it's immediately off the bat. Just to me, bizarre. I was like, what a weird episode.
It is a weird episode, and we'll get into why later, because I think it's fucking fascinating. But yeah, this guy's name is Gary 7. Mm-hmm. He sees Spock, and he says, humans and Vulcans, you're from the future. And they're like, you're not? And he's like, no, I'm from over there. He's like, I traveled fucking horizontally. You guys traveled vertically. And then, of course, Isis the cat attacks a red shirt. And let's see here. So Isis ends up attacking this red shirt, and then he tries to beam out, and Kirk zaps him, stuns him.
Yep, with the phaser. Because I mean, they both they just kind of don't inherently trust each other because he's saying, hey, how do we know you're just making all this up and
Kirk
you're
thinks
here to sabotage Earth?
Kirk thinks he's an alien from the future. How do we know you're not an alien from the future? It's like, dude, I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And so now Kirk sets Bones to work studying Gary 7.
An actual human.
To make sure he's an actual human.
That means
whatever that means.
Honestly,
indeed.
After 2 seasons of them seeing fucked up shit, dude, I think it's a valid paranoia.
Of course. No, absolutely. Look at this shot at 6 minutes and 22 seconds of Leonard Nimoy as Spock holding Isis the cat. Oh my God. This cat.
Adorable.
And it's definitely an actual cat. It's not a puppet. Or maybe it is a puppet in some. I think it might be a puppet in some shots.
Oh yeah.
But like that's like a cat that's just chilling out. And so Spock is odd that he thinks he's drawn to the cat.
It's the oh gosh. Do you think it's the ears?
What?
Do you think it's the ears again?
Dude, that's racist against Vulcans, man.
That's true. But cat. Oh, I always saw this cat documentary. They sense feelings or whatever, and Spock has no feelings, and he's the most logical person there.
There you go.
Boom. There we go. Instant cat.
Nailed it.
Nip. He feels it, and he's like, whoa. Person's a temple.
So there's a really good sequence in this where Kirk is. So I kind of feel like the production crew figured out, or the editors figured out putting things on view screens and shit because it's all over this episode, and it's not on. It's much heavier on the. They're looking at like a desktop screen, or like the screen on the wall where it's like a video or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of that in this episode than there has been in the past. And so they're talking about what could this Gary 7 guy be here to deal with. And this is where Kirk and Spock talk about orbital nuclear weapons platforms, which I don't think never existed. We never had an actual, they never had nukes in space ready to drop. That's what an orbital platform is. It's just instead of we had them in fucking North Dakota.
Yeah.
No, they had them in the ground.
True.
And planes and shit. Yeah.
I heard there's a story. I'm not sure if it's true, but there's some story where one plane was flying over, some Midwest state. If one of them falls out and they're like, oh fuck, and it was a dud.
Yeah.
And they fucking crushed some suburban dude's house, and like they paid him back and all that.
Of course. Well, they don't explode just from falling.
Course, right.
Like they need to be like armed to detonate.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you could hit a nuclear bomb with a sledgehammer.
What's the other movie called?
The Peacemaker?
No, it's Donnie Darko, right? What falls in that?
An airplane engine. Donnie Darko's a time travel movie too.
Oh, hey, there we
like
go.
This.
Maybe he's Gary 7.
You're in. Yes. Oh my God.
That would
what
be
if?
a sick sequel.
Oh, dude, we should get. I bet Jake Gyllenhaal could play a Gary 7.
Ah, yeah. Hey, there we go. There's an idea.
Maybe
Paramount.
if Roadhouse flops, I can work with Paramount to fucking. Yeah, he's got Roadhouse coming out on Prime. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be bad, but I'll watch it.
Roadhouse with ads.
Roadhouse with they just do an ad at the beginning, I think now, but it's gonna change. So Gary 7 is in a holding cell while Spock and Kirk are talking about orbital nuclear platforms, and they're this day in America. So Spock also says this day in American history, there's an assassination attempt on an American politician.
Right.
There is a coup in an Asian country. He just says Asian country. It's weird.
Like, all right.
They wanted to keep that timely. And then he said, and the United States is launching their nuclear orbital missile platform. And it's like, I wonder which one of those things this Gary 7 fella might be fucking involved in. And this...
And it's happening today.
I know that something that I bring up in all these episodes is that a lot of these actors look like contemporary actors, but look at this Jesse Plemons looking motherfucker that's guarding. So Bones says, I studied, look at that, Jesse Plemons looking motherfucker. Bones says he studied Gary 7 and he thinks that Gary 7 is almost too perfectly human. He was like, if aliens were going to make a human, they'd probably make a perfect one, wouldn't they? And so this Jesse Plemons looking guy is guarding the cell where Gary 7's behind a force field. And oh man, what's he gonna do? And at this point, I'm thinking this Gary 7 guy, he reminds me of another character in science fiction that I really like. And then he pulls out a fucking pen that's a sci-fi device that has like lights and spins around and shit. And it's like, dude, this guy's American Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's look, Jesse Plemons. 8 minutes and 57 seconds. And from that angle, it looks exactly like him. So then he knocks out the guy with his definitely not a sonic screwdriver. He's got a little tool that does anything he needs it to do.
Yeah, it feels like his automatic pen.
It's
just
so
for
perfect.
Anything he needs.
It's so perfect. And then Gary 7 escapes and he teleports, or beams, as they say, down to the surface of the Earth.
To New York.
And this is where I started to get a little suspicious that there might be something else going on with the production of this episode. Because this guy's got a very immaculately designed office.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, this is nice. So I feel like they're giving some weight to this.
So Gary 7's office is this very well-designed 1968 office. The bookcase is all moved to the side, and there's a huge vault that opens, and Gary 7 walks out of this fucking portal. So he's got like a teleportation vault. So Doctor Who had been a thing for like 3 or 4 years at this point in the UK, and real Doctor Who and Star Trek fans might come after me for that, but I'm not going to look it up. It's very hot back here. I want to get through this. And so this I have notes. I have a note about this. So Gary 7 and Isis look out on the street of what I assume is New York.
Yes.
They look down and they see a little bustling sidewalk, some cars driving, and that's it, right? Just the top-down view of people wearing fur coats, 1968 walking, right? And what is he? And Isis meows. Yeah. And what does Gary 7 say? Yeah, that's right. I can't see how they fucking live in this goddamn cesspool of a hellhole, shithole.
Yeah, I was like, does he even like his job?
You're looking at just some people walking on the street.
Yeah.
When he actually says it's incredible that people can live like this. And it's like, dude, that's just, you didn't even see anything crazy. It's just people walking on the street. It looks
he's in Manhattan.
It looks like the top down, like the Grand Theft Auto video game, the first one from the 90s.
Yeah.
It looks like that, but the action is happening elsewhere. That's like what the top down looks like. And then we find out that the purpose of his mission is to prevent Earth from destroying itself.
And we learned too that he also has 2 other agents, quote unquote, that's helping him out too.
Yep. And so he's looking for these 2 other agents. They go by numbers. He's Gary 7 or like number 149, I think. And then he's looking for like 300 something and 200 something.
Yeah, it's whatever.
And he's got this talking computer who is sassy as hell.
Oh, I know. Oh my God. The useless computer. It's like, I know how to search up this person.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck?
So Gary is a class 1 supervisor.
Yep.
And I am a beta 5 computer. And the beta 5's got attitude. And he says, I have a little patience for beta 5 with an attitude. And because he's like,
and it's just like, what are they setting up here? Like, where's Spock? Where's Kirk?
Where is the Enterprise?
Yeah.
He's trying to get the computer to give him information about these 2 agents' mission, right? Because he wasn't on this mission. They sensed something went wrong and sent him to fix it.
Yeah.
And he finds out that they disappeared 3 days ago. And so now he's got a little over an hour to sabotage a nuclear missile platform.
Sabotage a nuclear missile platform, right? Because that's what's going to go off today.
Yeah, and so that's what Captain Kirk and the boys and the crew is worried about. Oh yeah, who's looking?
Oh wait, he says the numbers right there.
Yeah, hold on. Oh my God, did I? Oh, you motherfucker! He's Supervisor 194, codename Gary 7. And I think we missed it.
Tells what happens to the other agents, though, and it just
later, not really? Now. Yeah,
I thought he did already.
They don't know where they are. They just haven't heard from him. But so basically, he finally gets wrestles with this computer to tell him what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, he has to override it multiple times.
It's very much like, oh man, what are they? There's so much.
What is going on? Yeah.
There's so much sassy character. There's so many sassy characters they're introducing. I don't understand what they're spending a lot of time on.
Yeah,
and then
I feel like they're hanging out. They're bonded. What's happening here?
And so he's got to stop Earth from blowing itself up before it can become a peaceful society.
And I was like, it feels like they're taking the Prime Directive, I guess, in another direction here.
Well, yeah, he is a human after all, you know? And so Kirk and Spock get costumes together, and they beam down to an area near where they think Gary 7 may have beamed down. Mm-hmm. Right. And so he's going back and forth with sassy computer. I'm just trying to get to Terry Garr. Oh man. And then we see character actress Terry Garr, who's in a lot of stuff, and she's hilarious and awesome. She was in Young Frankenstein.
Yes,
she played Phoebe Buffay's mom on Friends. She's awesome. And she's wearing this awesome orange and pink, and like the cream leggings with the fucking purple stripe and shit. Like my wife and I were talking about her outfit. And so she's entering this building like she's late for work. And Gary 7 is going through all of his fake IDs and shit to find one that can get him into McKinley Rocket Base. And then Terry Garr enters the office and he doesn't know who she is. And then he slowly reveals that he's a supervisor. Then he makes her talk to a typewriter that types everything she did the day before.
Yeah.
He's trying to find out if she's some sort of spy or something. And so now there's like a funny, sassy typewriter too. Like, what the hell is going on here? So she was hired by the agents that Gary is looking for.
Just to take care of things, obviously, while they did other stuff.
They say he says, "What did she? What kind of business were they doing here?" And she said, "They're researching a new encyclopedia."
And so then he finds this little green cube, which is like a computer. So the computer describes, the 2 other agents.
Yep.
And then the secretary that they hired. And it starts describing her mole and like this,
it's saying everything about
her, and it starts freaking her out.
So of course he tricks her into working for him, and he says that he's a CIA colonel, Gary 7, and then he says his cat is a trained cat because the cat is very smart and does stuff, and he talks to it. And then she tries to leave. He locks the door. And then Kirk and Spock are zeroing in on Gary 7's location.
And that's at that point, though, he finds out, right?
What? No. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Then it cuts to, they find out what happened to the missing agents. They were in automobile accidents, and they died.
10 miles north of the base.
347 and 201 they're killed instantly.
I would just like to think it just cuts to them getting drunk or getting lit and just being like, let's just fucking pop this.
Let's just go hit the rocket. Let's just go knock the rocket down, motherfucker.
We can do this. And then they just crash.
But here's what's really fucked up, and I have this in a later note, but I'm just going to say it now. They have a teleportation closet.
That's what
Why would they drive anywhere? Why would they drive? We forgot the teleportation closet. Locked us out because we're too drunk, man. We're too fucked up for teleportation closet, bro.
No, I'm feeling it. It's like what's it called? Like the episode when those aliens with the tentacles experience human bodies for the first time, and they one got, super drunk.
Yeah, definitely. Same shit.
Who knows? Same shit, different agents.
And so... it
was awful, though.
The computer tells them the horrible thing that happened, and then Spock and Kirk come and knock on the office door, and Terry Garr just lets them in. Even though she knows that, this is a CIA guy that's trying to get her help with something.
Right after that.
And then he just picks up his cat, goes into... So he's... Oh, my God. The sequence is so fucked up. Terry Garr is fighting with Spock and Kirk, and they really manhandle her, and it's gross, and she takes Spock's hat off.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the fuck is going on with your ears, bro? And Kirk breaks into...
Kirk's like, fuck this. He saw her ears.
Yeah, right? No, fuck this Prime Directive bullshit.
Right.
And so Gary 7 gets away, and just to nick of time, the transporter closet closes.
Kirk blows off the door handle. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, Kirk blasts it with a phaser.
Smoke, yeah.
A lot of smoke for a little door handle blow off. Now
it's Gary 7's door.
Gary 7 is now just walking around this nuclear Air Force base with a cat in his suit. And again, why would those people be driving their car out there or whatever when they could just use the teleportation vault?
And so very easy the way Gary pulled it off.
So this leaves Kirk and Spock back with what's her name in this? I just call her Terry Garr in all my notes.
Roberta Lincoln.
Roberta Lincoln or Miss Lincoln. And so she's back there with Kirk and Spock, and she's already called the police. So the police are coming. They've got plans to McKinley Rocket Base, and they are gonna. And then the Bobbies show up, the police.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a tussle, not a tussle, but the police have their guns on them. And then the Scotty does a wide beam. Kirk says, "Scotty, we need a wide beam." And so,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Kirk and Spock and the two cops are beamed up to the Enterprise, and the cops are kind of like, they're cops, so they're fucking dumb, right? And
traumatized,
and they just they're like that one guy in the episode where they blew up the jet when he's just totally quiet. Yeah. He's frozen, and then they just beam the cops back down, right?
Yeah,
and that's the last we see of those cops.
I know, right? And I was thinking of something hilarious though, with the cops just being like, "I saw all my cells just split into pieces of light and come back together."
And I'm like, what's that like?
I've seen Jesus.
What's
One
that
just
like?
Quits the force. He just becomes a scientist.
And that man,
his life is changed forever.
Was Steven Spielberg.
I saw the future.
So now we've got our ticking clock because the rocket's going to launch in 35 minutes.
Right.
And there's this hilarious shot.
A lot of pockets of time here that they say throughout the episode too.
So there's a hilarious shot of Gary 7 and Isis, and they're standing next to a car, and on the car is a tag that says Launch Director Cromwell. Like, that's his car. Like, did they used to do that on the car? They would put whose car it is?
Yeah, that seems pretty reckless considering it's like a U.S. military base.
And it's very top secret and shit.
They should have just like put a post with the spot that says
this guy rules,
director
dude.
Spot. Yes,
so
he was my favorite too.
Gary 7 pulls some Doctor Who shit, gives the guy his CIA badge, and then the guard is going to call it in. And what happens is Isis just goes down and distracts the guard, and then he sonic pens this dude. Now, as the sonic pen knocks this guy out, makes him susceptible to whatever suggestion he gets.
Yeah.
So then he just goes and sits down and chills out. It's like totally Doctor Who shit. I love it.
It's just this reaction to getting, zapped is hilarious too, with his wide eyes.
And then
it's really silly.
We get another screen that they're projecting stuff onto because they're happy that they figured it out. And that might be some remastered stuff going on too,
actually,
maybe.
Yeah, I read in the compendium. It's a bunch of like
stock footage.
Yeah, stock footage, public domain footage, all that shit.
The footage of the actual like ground I almost say ground control, like Major Tom. The fucking the Houston the control panel people. God damn it, Cage. And so that's all stock footage. There's that one shot they keep using of them over the back.
No wonder I was like getting dizzy there, man. Seriously, it was
launch
just
in
like
40
a
minutes.
Deja vu. All right, we still got a couple of minutes here. 40 isn't that bad in Star Trek time, dude.
So
compared to seconds,
the couple of the Cromwell and a couple other people are they've heard something weird going on, and fucking what's his name, Gary 7 and Isis hide in the trunk of their car and hitch a ride down to the rocket, and this kicks off a pretty great sequence of this guy Gary 7 and Isis the cat riding in an elevator up to this rocket where they're going to do some sabotage. It rules. Really? And then the guy the security guard that they knocked out sees Kirk and Spock fucking beam down from the Enterprise. And now they're captured again. All the principal cast of this show does is show up and get fucking captured. This doesn't make any sense. This is a Star Trek special.
If anything, Scotty's the GOAT. He does all the beaming and shit.
Scotty is like, I'm still in a Star Trek, Captain. Yeah. You all can be down there in a fucking Doctor Who, but I'm in a Star Trek, Captain. And hold on.
Up your shaft.
So Terry Gar and this little cube are she's talking to the computer, and then she accidentally sits on the button to open the door to the vault.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm gonna crack this safe. She's like, oh shit, what is this? This lady knows some shit.
She has a high IQ. That's what the computer said.
Right at the beginning, yeah. She's like not good at tests, but she has a high IQ.
Yeah, but do you know what the other thing is too? That whole sequence too of them talking back and forth. It's like, oh, they're building repertoire. Oh, this is weird. Oh, it's describing your characteristics. This feels like a beginning of an anime.
Fascinating.
It just feels like it's all building.
Yeah, so
a bigger B plot here.
Then it cuts to fucking Gary 7 and Isis on the scaffolding next to the rocket. They're going to crack the rocket open and push some wires around. And my wife and I were just losing our mind at this fucking cat, dude. The cat like climbs up under Gary's arm. Like that cat is just like, hey buddy, like my cat Gojira does to you on the fucking couch, dude. Yeah, and it climbs up on his back and sits down. Dude, that is like one of the best like trained cats I've seen.
In this whole sequence, it's given like the whole cheesiness of the Adam West Batman thing, where it's like he's just casually leaning horizontally while he has to disarm a nuclear fucking missile shooting up.
Yeah, he's got to do something to it. We don't even really know what he's doing yet.
He's got 35 minutes, all right, according to Star Trek, so he's got plenty of time.
So then because Kirk...
Isis is hanging out up there too.
Because Kirk and Spock have been captured by base security... they paused the countdown briefly, but then they check the
Oh yeah, they keep checking. They double check all the securities and make
they
sure
check all the status. They make sure, yeah. And
but
so then
they keep going.
They resume the countdown.
Yeah, it's kind of like this weird suspense.
Gary 7 is still on that scaffolding, moving wires around. Oh, little Ice is just whipping his tail behind him. So cute. Let's see here.
He's like, "You nervous, aren't you, doll?" Oh, and then he's really giving this cat a lot of dialogue here.
Also, I totally forgot that there was a scene a little while ago where Scotty is like, I can bounce a signal off one of their satellites and get a good video signal of them. Yeah, that's so he's watching. So Scotty is watching all of this like it's like a clip show that he's watching. He's watching Gary 7 fucking around with the shit.
No, that's Scotty's excuse for checking on the nuclear ship or the orbital missile or whatever.
Yes, orbital platform.
Orbital platform. And as it's like, curving around in the stock footage, there's obviously no clip of, Gary 7 on there, but Scotty's like, oh, and then he zooms in and then it's the shot of Gary 7 like just messing with the wires immediately, and he's like, he's on there. I got to do something.
I'm in a Star Trek still.
He can't call Kirk because he knows Kirk's captured, I guess.
Well, yeah, because their communicators would go off in the room with the security guards.
Yep.
So then, as the Enterprise, so the vault opens. So the computer kind of slyly gives Terry Garr's character access to the vault because she knows Gary's going to need help. And the Enterprise is trying to beam Gary up, and the vault grabs it.
Seriously, at the same time. So it's kind of like, what's her name? Wilson? Or no, Roberta Lincoln. She inadvertently saves Gary.
Well, yeah, but 7. I don't think that she picked the lock. I think the computer decided to let her in.
But then she was just messing with the dials and fucking playing with it.
Oh, and then yeah.
So then she inadvertently beams him back.
100% you're right.
Which is so fucking hilarious. But then they keep doing this giant set. Yeah, it's like this could have been so crazy. I fucking love
this set,
dude. Just talking about it. Yeah, I do kind of agree with you now. Right,
we were robbed. We were fucking robbed, dude.
So it goes back to this tension of this, what is it?
The missile launch, the rocket launch.
Rocket launch here.
And she starts to get wise. So they're watching the rocket launch now on the computer screen, Terry Garr and Gary 7. And she's like, this is fucked up. Not even the CIA could do all this. Like, what are you doing? You're teleporting places and shit? Are you a fucking alien or something?
And she's like, the CIA isn't going to fuck with its own nuclear missile. And so
which is so funny because, dude, that's all they do is fuck with their own shit. So the rocket takes off, right? And Gary is like, I can take over the rocket remotely still, right? Beta 7.5 computer. And the computer's like, yep.
Duh, you got it.
You can still take over the rocket. It's funny because he says I need manual control, but it isn't really manual control if it's remote, is it?
No.
I mean, he is manually controlling it, but it's remotely?
Like, manual is in, like, not autopilot.
Yeah, no, I
I get it, but it's weird. Yeah, it's weird, yeah.
And then there's some great shots of Isis coming in and looking around.
Isis is snarling at, what is it?
Roberta Lincoln, because she's about to call the cops again. That's all she does.
And then he uses his fucking pen, and it just pops the wire in half.
It's scary. Yeah. He points his sonic pen driver at the fucking phone cord and it explodes in a puff of white smoke.
Gary gets pissed.
And Isis is just peeping like a little baby.
And at this point, we've seen so much footage of Gary trying to complete this mission.
Right?
And we're just like, what the fuck is going on?
And here's what happens. He takes the rocket off course after it gets over 100 miles away from the planet, right? And it's getting off the pre-programmed flight path, obviously. So the NASA guys are freaking out. And the deviation is very scary. And then it's going to start coming back down. And now the Enterprise is saying, we've tracked the path. This nuclear warhead is going to blow up in Asia. And it's going to start a nuclear war. And all the military powers are popping off on the comms channels. And Uhura is hearing them all. And they're all talking about, like, definitely. So there's going to be a nuclear war, right? And what is Gary 7 trying to do? The bird is armed. The warhead's alive.
And so then you can see Spock and Kirk just kind of, look around and panic a bit. And they're like, well, everyone seems kind of distracted. So Kirk kind of walks over slightly.
And Spock knocks out one of the guards.
Yeah.
And then they get the communicator. And then Terry Garr knocks out Gary Seven. And she's like, I do love my country. I'm calling the police. I'm pointing your pen at you. And they try to boot. The NASA and the government's trying to detonate the rocket, and they just can't do it. They even boosted the signal.
Yeah, what if they got to boost the signal to connect to it?
They said as boosted as it could boost.
Yeah, it's boosted all it could.
And so now Scotty's... Oh, this is where Spock knocks him out. So Scotty talks on the communicator, and one of the guards picks it up and is like, what is this? And then Spock knocks him out. They go into the corner.
You go, Scotty, beam us directly to Gary's apartment. And they're like, wow.
You beam us directly to Gary Seven's fucking apartment. I bet a lot of people have said that in sci-fi. Yeah, right. Like in a universe where Gary Seven did become a sci-fi hero that everybody knows, I bet it's like, you get me to Gary Seven's apartment. And then Spock and Kirk show up, and this is where there's a bit of a standoff. Tell me what's this about, Al?
It's just the initial conflict that actually happened at the beginning where Kirk's like, so what are you really doing here? Why are you fucking with this missile? Like, what's going on? Are you really here to protect Earth?
Are you an alien from the future?
And he's like, you know what? Fuck you, Spock. Try to fix this. Just go on the computer. And Spock just sits there and tries to type away, and like the missile's still going, and it's about to go off in a couple of seconds.
Spock would have to estimate.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And Spock's not a good estimator.
No, and he turns to Kirk and he's like, look, it's definitely going to take me longer than what it's going to set off at.
This is difficult, Captain.
Yeah. And he goes, it isn't logical for him to just take over, so I'm just going to leave it to your human intuition.
Yep, always putting it when it really comes down to it. Defer to the captain.
And I was thinking about what you said with the whole, sci-fi computer episode with the AI where Kirk used his intuition to like stop fighting and to have the other captain help him out and whatever. Yeah. So I guess
I agree.
Kirk just kind of sighed and was like, fuck it.
I agree, man.
Go ahead, Gary. Take over the controls.
I'm very insightful about Star Trek. I get it. That's why we're a hit podcast.
Yeah, of course.
I have to mention Kirk and Spock's hilarious raincoats really quick.
Oh, and the bucket hat that Spock
had a furry hat at first, and now he's got a Gilligan's Island bucket hat. Yeah. And so he lets Gary Seven do the thing because Gary Seven says
gives up.
Gary Seven says, I need to blow up that rocket when it's just over 100 miles above Earth because it's going to scare everybody out of their fucking pants and they're going to stop this nuclear war nonsense. And that's basically what ends up happening. So
Spock was like, I'm probably going to detonate it anyways from 10 miles. So
yeah, exactly. Like you might as well do it at 100.
Yeah, right.
And Spock's like, well, it's either he does it at 100 miles or I do it at 10 miles.
Yeah, right. Let's lessen the nuclear.
And then we get the 160, 150.
Yeah, and then it just speeds up to 120, 110.
And then he does it at 104. Kirk is relieved. And Spock is like, I did the right thing. And so then we have a little wrap up where Gary Seven is like, I managed to keep Earth's history intact, even though the fucking starship from the future kept getting in the way.
And also the agents too.
Yes, the dead agents.
Do you know what else this is giving though? It's giving the whole captain's brief and captain's debriefing, captain's log. And it's like, okay, they're already setting this up. What the fuck?
Right. And so, and then Kirk says, we didn't actually interfere because we looked back in Earth records and it turns out we were always supposed to be here to do this. And so the Enterprise's presence was involved always. That's what he said. Malfunctioning satellite was 104 miles. So in order for it to detonate exactly when it did, at the time it did, they would have had to have done what they all did. That's what they're saying anyway.
Yeah, and then
also the cat.
All of a sudden,
Isis is a beautiful goth lady.
And it's like, whoa, what?
Just out of nowhere. And then Miss Lincoln says, Gary 7, that is not just a regular cat. And then he looks at her and says, that, Miss Lincoln, is simply my cat. And then she looks back and it's just a cat again. So I have to stress, I can't stress enough, you never saw the transformation into the hot goth lady. You only saw her for one shot.
Yeah.
And then it's like she's a cat again. And there we go. Oh, and of course, Gary 7 tries to ask, what else do your record tapes show Enterprise from the future? And they're like, no, we're not going to tell you. Because the Enterprise records tapes that are from the future had all this stuff in it. There you go.
And they even go as far to say, though, Spock and Kirk go, well, from what I did see, though, you guys have some interesting stories in store for us.
Yeah, just because I'm worried because I was laughing. So, yeah. So Kirk says, I can't. Kirk says, I can't tell you. Kirk says, I can't tell you anything about the future, but Spock, I think it is safe for us to tell them that you two have some interesting stories ahead of you.
Bad.
And so that's it. And it cuts to a rad remastered shot of the Enterprise flying away. Now, here's what's fucked up about all this. This is
the season finale.
It's the season finale for one, but it's also a backdoor pilot, as they call it in the biz. So a backdoor pilot is like they did this for The Finder, which was a show produced by the guy who made Bones.
Oh, okay.
They introduced all these The Finder characters in an episode where they had to deal with Bones, and then they just spun them off into their own show, right? It's to like test the waters and get people excited about a possible new show or new pilot or something. And so it's like a backdoor pilot it's like an episode where it features a bunch of new characters that are all going to go off and be in their own show.
Yeah.
They did this. Doctor Who has done this with like Torchwood and some other stuff. You've had those characters crisscross in like a promotional sort of way. Mm-hmm. And there's that happened all the fucking time back in the 60s.
That's hard though. It's like these gotta be good ass characters for them to just have a spin-off, right?
So this was gonna be like American Doctor Who. This Gary 7 was going to be like Paramount or whoever was producing these episodes. It was going to be American Doctor Who with Terry Garr as the companion.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Bananas, dude. Fucking great.
They only had the pen figured out so far.
No, they had the pen. They had all the computer sets. Dude,
that apartment set was pretty cool. Yeah, I will give them that.
Dude, they could have produced several episodes of that show just with the sets that they had from this Star Trek.
Yeah.
And that's why the Enterprise... Like imagine if you're Shatner and those guys, and they're like, okay, so the last episode of this season, all you're gonna do is stand around and like watch stuff happen because we're introducing this Gary 7. We're introducing this Gary 7 guy. It's gonna be the next big thing, and he's got a cat that's sometimes a hot goth lady. And it's just bananas, dude. Right? I would love to see that show. I would watch Gary 7. We could get Gary 7 now. They should do Gary 7 in Strange New Worlds. Please, Paramount.
Maybe, yeah, they can bring him back.
Paramount, if you're listening.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal. That's what we said.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the Dreamcast. But I'm thinking about the new Star Trek, the new Paramount Star Trek stuff.
Okay.
Like, just introduce him in Strange New Worlds and give me that Gary 7. I want to see that sonic pen. I love how they talk about... You know, that's one of the reasons I love the J.J. Abrams Star Treks, because they really feature a lot of stuff from this. Like, Scotty is like, nobody could beam from that far away, but he figures it out with science from Star Trek. It's fucking great.
What was I going to say?
What did you think?
Compendium. Oh, the episode? It was... I don't know. It was just distracting, like, because it was about the whole other guy. It was just Gary. It was just about Gary, and I was like, wow, okay, they're really focused on his mission. I just kept thinking about the other agents, too, that just, like, waddled off in their car and just, like, blew it up. I don't know what happened.
Just they were driving
10 miles outside
the base where they were trying to go. What were you going to say from the compendium?
Oh, yeah, actually, I did want to tell you, this whole script was written during Star Trek's first season. So Gary 7 was originally an Earthman from the future who'd been sent back to our era to combat the Omegans, whatever they are, an evil alien race that had mastered time travel. This is all, an excerpt from the compendium here. So he's working as a private investigator in a large unnamed city. Mr. Seven was aided by the bewildered young Roberta Hornblower.
Instead of Lincoln.
Yeah. In his fight against the shape-changing Omegan agents, Hirt and Isis. So maybe Isis, the cat, was an agent. Yeah, see? So
dude,
like maybe they could have built on that or something.
I am got some Googling to do.
But then they read all that and they're like, nah, fuck that. There's just maybe do one of this. No one from the Enterprise appeared in the pilot version of the script, and there was no mention of the Star Trek universe. So Assignment Earth didn't sell well as a separate television series. The concept was rewritten in a Star Trek format. First draft was dated in December 20th, 1967. So it was written in November 14th, 66, and then a year and a month later, they're like, we'll put in Star Trek.
Wow.
Fuck.
I want that shit. Hook it to my veins.
They tried to sell the shit out of this. That'd be cool to find the original script. Maybe that's some old Robert Lansing.
Robert Lansing was Gary Seven. He was so good.
He's fucking great.
He was in 2 episodes of Murder, She Wrote. He played Control in the original Equalizer series from 1985 to 1989. Shit. Yeah, dude. And
Roberta was beamed up in the Enterprise in the original script.
Wow.
And Uhura had to calm her down.
Oh, that would I want to see that.
Yeah, right.
Great.
That'd be funny.
Dude, so
you were right about the NASA footage here. It was just NASA footage of them looking at the rocket, and the other sets, when they got beamed down or transported, those were all Paramount Studio sets, security, and
of course.
That. And it was just a very cheap boosted episode. That apartment was fucking dope. Dude. I guess watching it now and talking about it with you, at first I was like kind of mid. I think it's a 3.5, a 4. No, it's a 4. I'll give it a 4.
I was going to give it a 4. We're going to give it.
You got to think of.
We're going to give it 4 Beta 7 computers.
Yeah. 4 Beta 7.
Or 4 Beta 5 computers.
Yes, there we go.
And I agree.
4 sassy Beta 5 computers.
Dude, so sassy, man. And we could also be 4 Isis the cats.
Yeah.
I got to see what kind of computer.
Maybe 4 of those green little cubes.
It's a trained cat, he says. Oh,
yeah,
man.
It's so weird. Yeah, there could be a whole backstory episode about him getting ISIS on his side and figuring out the Omegans. I don't know. It was just like
Omegans. It's totally.
It's like Omegans.
It's like it blows my fucking mind. It's the most American ass Doctor Who thing that it could possibly be.
He's good.
I can't find it. Was it beta? Was it a Beta 5 computer or a Beta 7? Beta 5.
Beta 5, I believe. And then they got the sassy computer. We got all this building, and of course. None of it happened.
And we covered the title, Assignment Earth. It was from him. His assignment was to stop the Omegans, and then they used it. Wild. I thought it was great. And what a great way to end the season. It's definitely
and then I saw the rocket ship taking off and everything, and it was all exciting, and I was like, oh, this is Star Trek. This is the they want you to be excited about science and this rocket taking off and everything being... it all comes back to that, I guess, right? That's what they're trying to plug at the end of the day.
Exactly, yes.
It's just be excited about the stars.
And also kind of peace. Don't have nuclear weapons.
Would it be nice if a nuclear weapon exploded 100 miles above some Earth? No, I take that back.
Dude,
immediately. That is a terrible resolution. But that was such an awkward thing, too. Oh, and it was funny, too, how it was both of us were thinking, Spock was saying, oh, it's better than that he blows up the nuclear missile 100 miles above
10 miles. I missed that the first time I watched it when you pointed it out.
10, but he was just I'm gonna fuck
it's
up.
It's gonna take me longer, dog.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Part of being logical is understanding your own limits, bro.
Yeah, hey, there we go. But it was a good episode. I guess it was. They were along for the ride, literally, the Enterprise crew. Scotty the goat, though, with the beaming.
Yep, and...
he saves them 3 times.
One thing I want to say, Isis is also the name of Catwoman's cat.
Oh, what?
Yeah, probably in the comic books, but definitely in the animated series. There it is, Gary Seven. Could have been a goddamn American Doctor Who.
Huh.
Oh, and the nonchalance of time travel, how you explain that. They're they just figured it out and they just do it all the time now.
For sure. I just read, I was like, huh, that was hilarious. I just read it in the Asherman thing where it was like, well, they did it in Yesterday's Tomorrow, so they wrote it down.
One thing that really stood out for me,
time too.
It really felt like the sets, the Enterprise sets, really looked like crap in this episode. Like, there's lots of really dirty floors and like clearly like black taped seams between the walls and shit. Like, that's the one thing that kind of is funny about the HD remasters, right? Because they're remastering it so you see the figure in this shot in all its glory, but you also see like, oh, the board for the wall doesn't touch the floor.
It looks like they can't hide behind these splotches of color.
No offense
shadows.
to the union people who built those sets, but it looks like my friends made that set.
That's like me in the that's like watching the caves though. I always get out of it when they go in a cave at all, because it's always like they're in a hefty garbage bag or something that like just has a bunch of wrinkles on it.
Yeah, I think that sometimes they do a pretty good job with the foam. Mm-hmm. They do a pretty good job with the foam rocks that they throw around and drop on each other.
The one that Bones heats up are really funny too.
I really liked, not to get off on a tangent, but I really liked in the episode where Kirk faces off with the Romulan captain. There's a great, when the Romulan captain's buddy gets trapped under a wall.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a foam wall. I think that wall looks so good. I think about that a lot in terms of like set design and shit. Like,
that's a Balance of Terror.
Balance of Terror, yeah. And how he has to like act like he's lifting this big wall off of him. Fucking great.
So anyways, yes, this episode, 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 ISIS the cats.
Yes.
And so that's the end of season 2. Man, we're getting there.
Yes, one more ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, we're going to cover season 3 starting in the next few weeks at some point. But before then, we're going to do a recap episode. That'll probably be the next thing that releases, where we talk about all the episode titles and laugh about how I don't remember shit. And then
we're to piece shit together here.
Exactly. And then we're going to watch Star Trek 6. Or we're going to watch Star Trek 5.
Right?
Yeah, we're going to watch Star Trek 5 and probably Generations, maybe.
And then Generations.
I definitely want to watch the J.J. Abrams Kirk, because we're still watching Kirk stuff. You know, I think we should get some Kirk in there.
Oh my gosh. I was just trying to remember all the Star Trek movies, but I remember them now. The first one was Kirk taking back the Enterprise.
Yeah.
I got her back, Scotty.
The
second one is Wrath of Khan.
Yep.
The third one is a Christopher Lloyd one where Spock comes back to life.
Genesis
and then the fourth one is The Whales.
Yep. Voyage Home.
Voyage Home.
Now
we're on 5.
Those were some fun episodes between season 1 and 2. Yeah,
I'm excited.
If you're new to the show, we did a series of bonus episodes between season 1 and 2 where we talked about those 4 movies that Al just mentioned.
Check those out.
And something we also do to wrap things up is we recommend things. And I'm just going to say that the new episodes of Bad Batch dropped today when we recorded this, or yesterday. So if you're into the Star Wars stuff, we talk about all dorky shit here in the recommendations. But dude, Bad Batch I'm really fucking excited about more Bad Batch, dude. It's gonna be great.
All right.
What about you? What are you recommending?
Okay. I was looking all this shit up the other day. PlayStation 5 and the Final Fantasy remake.
You are just on it.
I know, or the Rebirth or whatever it is. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'm leaning to the Switch now. I was like, I could just have that much more fun and just use the $200 and get that much more games.
Dude, there's a lot of great Switch games. I was watching a Super Mario
movie last week, and I was like, this movie's amazing.
Here's the thing.
For like the 3rd or 4th time, I was like, this movie's fucking crazy, and I do really like Nintendo.
You like Mario more than you remembered, yeah.
Seriously, it always comes back. 64 was my first platformer that I just nailed.
So this, for me, it was the I would call, because I didn't play.
64.
I played the regular NES a lot, but we got an NES really late. And we got a Super Nintendo like the year after they came out. So I would say that Super Nintendo was the first system that I really spent a lot of fucking time on. And Super Mario World, probably one of the greatest achievements in human artistry. And the thing about the Switch, though, dog, is Doom Eternal. I want to try that. I heard you talking to a coworker today. Yeah. And also, for like $50.
Oh, go ahead.
For $50, you can get a 3-pack that's got Super Mario 64, Mario Galaxy 1, and Mario Galaxy 2.
That's right. My cousin has that.
Fucking no-brainer, dog. Like, I only played like a third of Mario Galaxy 2, and that's just an amazing, perfect game just sitting there waiting for me to finish someday.
What was I going to say? Also, though, big news for Star Wars fans out here. Battlefront 1 and 2 is coming out remastered with the Xbox DLC maps for PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch, and the PC.
So we could play Battlefront together if you got a Switch?
I don't know if it's cross-platform.
No, I'm saying if you got a Switch, like you were talking about.
Oh, if we have a Switch, eventually, yeah.
Oh.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I never played those Battlefront games.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I never played them.
I'm just going to have to say, those are some of the best.
They look great.
Combat. So fun. You could be anyone, you could shoot each other, yada, yada, yada. Anybody knows. But
I watched people play Battlefront for many hours. I just never really played it. I never had an Xbox.
What was I going to say, though? Music-wise, though, what's coming out is... There's a lot of new dubstep, but actually, here's a surprise. Vampire Weekend dropped some new music.
Oh, right on.
I don't know why. 2 songs out of nowhere. Pretty good. There's new house music from this person, Logic 1000. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and I already plugged that last time. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I do have one
I'm
music.
looking into Nintendo Switch.
Do it. I have, go to pawn shops, dude. Get a pawn shop Switch for $100. Or Facebook Marketplace, dude. People got to buy drugs. They sell their Switch. So I want to recommend, and I'm kind of on the fence about it. I haven't listened to it all yet, but there's this band called Slower. And what they are is they're like a stoner metal super group of like members of Fu Manchu and everybody else is escaping me, but a bunch of other like desert rock stoner bands. I think somebody from Caius is in it. And they are playing Slayer songs, but they're tuned way down and played super slow. So they're like Doom songs. So they're called Slower. It's great.
That's a great concept.
It's like the lead guitar player from Fu Manchu's project. But so if you like stoner doom and Slayer and metal and mashups, check that out. But that's it. Season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
That's a wrap. Come back for the bonus episodes, and we look forward to talking about Spock's brain in like a month and a half.
Yeah, that's right. But let me say, just to cover, Slower, right?
Yes.
And that's kind of like, I was gonna say, it's kind of like chopping screwed metal.
Yes.
Slower, and then I forgot to mention the single Vampire Weekend. Capricorn, that's the song.
You like
that's
it?
the one I like. Yeah,
I never really got into
the other one.
They're the Oxford Comma band, right?
Yeah, it's like very preppy music.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like button up, polo music.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it's all right. But it's also what was I gonna say? What did you think of? I don't know if you've ever heard it, but Beyonce doing country and all that.
I haven't heard it yet. My sister-in-law is a rabid Beyonce fan. Has like seen her a bunch.
Yeah.
And she's really excited about it.
Everyone's like, she's from Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be great. There's just no reason to not. Yeah, just make it.
Studio.
Like, I hate I hate capitalism, but if anybody's going to have all the money, might as well be Beyonce. Whatever.
We'll see if she does it.
But that's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Keep coming back. Do everything in the bumper. And come check out the bonus episodes in season 3. Bye.
Peace.
Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials. And you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.